Inter Milan have won Serie A after beating AC Milan 2-1 at the San Siro, and Inter are the champions of Italian football once again. The job that Inzaghi has done since he's become their manager has been fantastic. This guy has won all the domestic trophies. He's brought them to the Champions League final last season, and then this year, they win the league. I think that he has to start being talked about as one of the best managers in world football. I feel like a lot of people don't put the respect on his name that it actually deserves. Because when I look at a Bayern Munich, Barcelona, or Liverpool, three elite clubs that need a manager, I'm surprised that none of them have been linked with a move for Inzaghi. Maybe they view him as untouchable. And if you're Inter Milan, he should be. You shouldn't want to lose this guy because what he's done since coming into the job has been great. But we got to start talking about this guy as one of the best managers in world football. Give him his flowers, because the way that Inter Milan play like a well-oiled machine is not talked about enough. They barely concede any goals. They score a bunch, and their team is not filled with expensive signings. They don't have any players that cost them $100 million to buy. They go out there and they're cooking with Mkhitaryan. Like, come on now. They do good business. They look at the market, they sign free transfers, and they go out there and win trophies. I mean, Inter Milan are a very well-run club. And on the other side of Milan, you got AC, Pioli. You are cooked. The season that you have had has been awful. You let your rivals win the league versus you. And not only did they win the league, they ran away with it. You don't win any trophies this season. You don't get out of your Champions League group. You go down to Europa League, get knocked out by Roma. I think today, with Inter winning the league after beating AC Milan, that is the final nail in Pioli's coffin. I don't know who AC Milan I'm talking about, can go out there and hire as their next manager. But that team, they need a total revamp. Because the game that I saw today, their back line and their midfield was shocking. It seemed like every Inter player that was in the box was unmarked. There was so much space. And even though this game ended 2-1, I definitely thought that there could have been more goals in this match. Because in that first half, both teams had chances. By the way, Lautaro Martinez dropped the stinker. He ghosted. And I've been telling people for a while, he is not that guy. I think he's a decent striker, but people are trying to talk about him like he's world class or one of the world's best because he puts up GA. Bro, actually watch the game with your eyes and don't look at the stat sheet, and you cannot tell me that you're impressed by him. Every single time I've watched Inter Milan, this guy is either missing a sitter or missing a penalty. When I see him get linked to all these big clubs like Man United, PSG, Chelsea, etc., and they're talking about over $100 million for him, I'm like, bro, he is not worth that kind of money. I think Marcus Thuram had a good game today. Scored that goal that put the dagger in it to put Inter Milan up 2-0. Cut inside. Nice little low shot near post. Man, I don't know where you go if you're AC Milan, but if you know an AC Milan fan, definitely make sure to go check in on them because they are not doing okay. This is the equivalent of Barcelona winning La Liga at the Bernabeu. I might have to deactivate my socials. It was a good game today, man. Both teams, though, very wasteful in possession. And I know AC Milan wish that they definitely took their chances a bit better in that first half. Same thing for Inter. I think AC, they waited too late to get back into it. You got Tomori scoring, I think, around the 80th minute, that he's trying to hype the crowd up. But it seemed like AC Milan were more worried about showing more fight with their fists than with kicking the ball. Because there was a few times, I think maybe 3 or 4 throughout that game, where there was a scuffle and the teams were going at it. You saw Theo Hernandez and Dumfries get sent off with a red card because things were kicking off. And I'm like, yo, Milan, you guys do realize that if you let Inter win right now, this game, they will win the league. But it's like the AC Milan players didn't really know that until possibly like the 79th minute, because that's when they actually started to go for it. But that first half, very entertaining. Second half, Inter Milan came out, locked them up. AC Milan did nothing in the second half up until the 80th minute. And then after they scored that goal, it's like they just reverted to doing nothing again. They couldn't even string together 2 to 3 passes. They couldn't build up in their attack. Where was Christian Pulisic today? What did he do? And Pioli, why would you start Leal at striker? Why not put him on the left and start Giroud up top? Why are you experimenting? Why do you have Adley and Reindeer as your 2 DMs when they're both midfielders that like to go forward? Why was Benaker on the bench? Why was your back line so shaky? Why was it every single time an Inter Milan player received the ball, they had an acre of land with nobody next to them? I don't understand what the tactical setup was. But as I said, Pioli, you're cooked. Your time as AC Milan's manager, it has to be over. I'm expecting to see a Fabrizio Romano tweet really soon about you. But look, good game for those of you who've watched from a neutral POV. I know it only says 2-1, but this game could have definitely had more goals in it if both teams took their chances a bit better. Inzaghi, Inter Milan, fantastic job winning the Serie A. You guys are a force to be reckoned with. And Inzaghi, I wasn't familiar with their game, but I'm familiar now, buddy. Yo, I need you guys to get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about Inter Milan winning Serie A after beating their biggest rivals. Crazy, man. Definitely smash that like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out, people. Peace.